Sometimes, the people who betray you aren't strangers. They're the people you spent your entire life protecting. This is the story of how I sacrificed everything for my younger sister, only to discover she had secretly turned my love into her personal bank account. But she forgot one thing. I never destroy people with anger. I destroy them with the truth. My name is Sophia Bennett, and until last year everyone in my family called me the responsible one. At 34, I owned a successful financial consulting firm in Boston. I wasn't married. I had no children. Every dollar I earned came from 16-hour workdays and endless sacrifices. Meanwhile, my younger sister, Emily, lived like a princess, designer handbags, luxury vacations, expensive restaurants. She constantly posted glamorous photos online with captions about living your best life. Everyone assumed she was successful. She wasn't. I was paying for almost everything. Whenever Emily needed money, she called me crying. Just one last time, Sophia. One last time became hundreds of times. When her fiancé, Ryan, proposed in Paris, they announced they wanted the wedding of the century. A castle venue, live orchestra, imported flowers, celebrity photographer, custom designer dresses, estimated budget, $120,000. Everyone gasped. I quietly said, "If this makes you happy, I'll help." That sentence became the biggest mistake of my life. Over the next 11 months, I transferred money almost every week: venue deposits, wedding planner, photography, luxury hotel reservations, designer invitations, bridal shower, bachelor trip, transportation, jewelry. Every invoice somehow found its way to me. Whenever I questioned the costs, Emily smiled. "You're my sister. Family helps family." My parents always sided with her. "You're successful, Sophia. God blessed you so you could bless others." Those words slowly became emotional blackmail. 3 weeks before the wedding, something strange happened. My private banker called. "Ms. Bennett, we're noticing unusual authorization requests on your accounts." I frowned. "What kind of requests?" "Large transfers." My heart stopped. I hadn't requested anything. The banker immediately froze every transaction. Then he asked me to visit the bank. That afternoon changed everything. The fraud department showed me several digital authorization forms. Someone had been trying to gain complete access to my investment accounts. The emergency contact listed Emily. Secondary authorization, Ryan. Even worse, someone had copied my electronic signature. Fortunately, the bank detected inconsistencies before any money left my accounts. I felt sick. The people I loved most had planned to empty everything I owned that evening. I didn't cry. I smiled, because now I finally understood, this wasn't about helping family, this was organized theft. The next morning. I made exactly 3 decisions. First. I locked every personal account. Second. I hired the best forensic accountant in Massachusetts. Third. I spent an entire week collecting every payment I'd ever made for Emily, every transfer, every receipt, every contract, every email, every text message, every invoice, every voice recording, every bank statement. By the end, the evidence filled 67 pages, every single dollar, total paid, $120,000. Not 1 cent was missing. I didn't tell anyone. I simply waited. Exactly 6 hours after my accounts were locked. My phone exploded. Emily, Ryan, mom and dad, wedding planner, even Ryan's mother. More than 70 missed calls. Finally, someone started pounding on my front door. Emily stormed inside screaming, "You ruined my wedding." Ryan pointed his finger directly at me. "The venue payment failed. The florist cancelled. The hotel rejected our reservation. Fix this now." My parents arrived seconds later. My mother yelled, "How could you embarrass your sister?" My father shouted, "Unlock your accounts immediately." I looked around the room. Every person expected me to apologize. No one asked if I was okay. No one wondered why I had locked everything. They only cared about the money. I calmly walked into my office, returned carrying a thick black binder, placed it on the dining table. The sound echoed through the silent room. Slam, 67 pages. I slowly opened page 1. Wedding venue $28 for 50. Next page. Photography $11 900. Another page. Designer dress $14 300. Another. Honeymoon deposit $19 800. Then, private shopping, luxury handbags, restaurant bills, jewelry, spa treatments, credit card payments, even Ryan's expensive watch. Every expense. Every transfer, every signature, every date, every bank confirmation. One after another. I spoke only one sentence. "I've already paid $120,000. Nobody answered. Then I turned to the final pages. These weren't receipts, they were bank investigation reports. Copies of unauthorized authorization attempts, digital logs. IP addresses, electronic signatures, everything pointed toward one destination. Emily's apartment. Ryan's laptop, their home Wi-Fi. Emily's face turned white. Ryan suddenly couldn't look at anyone. I quietly asked, "Would either of you like to explain why you tried accessing my investment accounts?" Silence, complete silence. My father whispered, there must be some misunderstanding. The forensic investigator who had accompanied me placed another folder on the table. There is no misunderstanding. He explained every digital record, every login attempt, every failed verification, every fraudulent authorization request, every timestamp. The room became colder with every sentence. Emily finally burst into tears. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Ryan interrupted. She told me Sophia would never notice. The entire room froze. Emily screamed, shut up. Too late, the truth had already escaped. My mother started crying, not because I had been betrayed. Because she realized everyone now knew the truth. Years of pretending Emily was perfect had collapsed in minutes. I stood up, looked directly at my parents. You taught her that I would always rescue her. Then I looked at Emily. You confused kindness with weakness. Finally, I looked at Ryan. And you mistook generosity for unlimited access. I closed the binder. Our relationship ends today. The wedding never happened. Most vendors refused refunds because contracts had already been signed. Ryan disappeared within a month. Later, I learned he had been secretly drowning in debt long before the engagement. Emily blamed everyone except herself, but nobody believed her anymore. Word spread through both families. People who once criticized me quietly apologized, the same. Relatives who called me selfish now admitted they had ignored the warning signs for years. Months later, I used the money I had saved after cutting everyone off to buy a beautiful lakeside home. For the first time in my adult life, every dollar I earned belonged to me. Peace replaced guilt, freedom replaced obligation, and silence replaced constant demands. Sometimes revenge isn't destroying the people who betrayed you. Sometimes revenge is simply refusing to finance their lies ever again. If this story taught us anything, it's this: never let love become a blank check. Generosity without boundaries invites betrayal. Family deserves kindness, but trust must always be earned, because the greatest revenge isn't anger. It's standing in the truth while those who deceived you are forced to face the consequences of their own actions. Thank you for watching Royal Revenge Stories. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More unforgettable stories of betrayal, justice, and powerful revenge are coming soon.